Good to see you again.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico in Kyiv, marking a high-stakes diplomatic engagement as Slovakia publicly backs Ukraine's EU membership ambitions. The meeting came after Ukraine struck the Druzhba pipeline, which supplies Russian oil to Slovakia and Hungary, prompting Fico to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin in Beijing earlier this week. Slovak PM Robert Fico announced, "We have differences of opinion," blasting Ukraine's pipeline attacks as crippling Slovakia's energy lifeline, and demanded Kyiv respect its neighbors' interests.
I announced that we have differences of opinion on some things, and I also said that we respect if a country protects its national interests, but at the same time it should respect somebody else's interests at the same time. We discussed with the president the issue of attacks on oil infrastructure on the territory of the Russian Federation, and of course we also discussed the issue of Russian gas no longer flowing through Ukraine towards Slovakia.
Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky declared Kyiv will strike back at Russia's energy attacks, but insisted the war must end, promising no one will be left in the dark.
As for Ukraine, Ukraine is responding to Russian attacks, to ours, to our energy infrastructure, and it will respond, but we want this war to end. There will be no one in the dark.
During the talks, Zelensky updated Fico on discussions with US President Donald Trump and the coalition of the Willing meeting in Paris, where 26 nations agreed to post-war security guarantees for Ukraine.
We consider Ukraine's entry into the European Union as part of the security guarantees for us. It is positively received by heads of European institutions in European capitals and in Washington. We are supported very much. This is important. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for supporting Ukraine's entry into the European Union. However, we see that Ukraine and Moldova must still move together to become a member of the European Union.
Energy security was a key focus, with Zelensky emphasizing that Europe's reliance on Russian oil and gas must end, positioning Ukraine and its partners as drivers of European energy independence. The discussions also covered bilateral cooperation on economic, infrastructure, and regional projects, highlighting Slovakia's strategic support for Ukraine and Moldova's shared EU aspirations.
I also want to wish you good, just peace. I also want to wish you to make a decision as soon as possible, while there is a guarantee of security. The Slovak Republic, as a small country, cannot play the most important role in this, but we support all initiatives that can lead to peace. Therefore, I, dear Mr. President, also agreed with your plan, which is called the Green Formula. I agreed on the peace plan, which was agreed by the Brazilians and the Chinese. I truly wish peace to this country, and above all, I wish you a good European perspective. Joining the European Union is, of course, related to a complex process that needs to be passed.
Fico brought a message from Putin regarding ongoing negotiations with the US, reflecting continued Russian pressure and signaling the broader geopolitical stakes for Kyiv. Ukraine's foreign ministry emphasized that increasing sanctions and holding Russia accountable for aggression remained central to the agenda, reinforcing Kyiv's push for European and international support. Zelensky also met European Council President Antonio Costa and Swedish Foreign Minister Maria Stenegard during the Congress of Local and Regional Authorities, underlining the importance of unified action and continued pressure on Russia across multiple fronts.